Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. With our Santas Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. As we take a look here at David Lee, guys, what do you think?
Well, I'm a big fan of David Lee, fellas. I mean, you look at the way he's progressed in his career. Each season he's found a way to improve, and now he's become one of the better passing forwards in the NBA. I just like what he does because he can figure out ways to win each and every night.
I think a lot of it just has to do with him feeling right at home with the ball on the block. If you double, he'll find the open man, and if you don't, he'll square up and go into his move. He just finds a way to be productive on offense.
It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Golden State Warriors get ready to battle. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And you don't need to dig too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost the game. I mean, their shooting percentage was abysmal.
You know, sometimes we talk about the defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, but it seemed that night they got in their own heads, couldn't get out of their own way as they lost confidence at the offensive end.
And now looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
And you see a player have to come out of the game like this, and you just hope for the best.
That's exactly right. You do hope for the best. You cross your fingers, say a prayer, and hope it's nothing major. We'll see what the update is here shortly.
And the Clippers making a change here. Jamison's checked in. Dishes it to Lee. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
Steph Curry is virtually impossible to defend. I mean, he can hit from anywhere on the floor. In the gym range, personified with Curry. Mid-range jumpers are like layups for him. And inside, he's got the floater finger roll and the runner. You always expect his shots to go in. It's like watching a game of horse at full speed when the highest stakes are on the line.
And so here is Golden State. About a minute played so far here in the first. Lets it go with a three. Jordan with the rebound. And Steve shooting, no doubt. Curry is fortunate. He narrowly missed the All-Star game last season. I mean, I can't believe he didn't get elected, and he seemed to be the one glaring miss. When you watch this game, where can he improve?
I think offensively, he's got the whole package. I think it's at the other end of the floor where he can probably improve. He needs to compete a little bit more defensively, but that's tough to do when you're handling so much of the offensive load for your team. But he's got to find a little more balance, I think, between his offense and his defense.
Tries to keep it alive. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers.
He's a fan of Andre Iguodala, especially the way he's developed his outside shot. He said that was one weakness. He could do everything else, pass, handle, and finish. And boy, what a defender. But now that he's developed that jump shot, there are really no weaknesses in this game. Guys, that makes it awfully tough to deal with a guy who can impact the game in that many ways. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there. Well, I'm sure Chris Paul not happy with how last season ended. He's hungry for a title. For the franchise best in wins for the Clippers, and for CP3, another great season statistically, I think he's got to take some solace in that.
Here's Curry. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Denver.
Boy, he had it going offensively, just living at the line.
Okay, time now for an injury report.
Guys, the head athletic trainer for the Clippers provided some information for us. Not what we wanted to hear, guys. It sounds like it's a very serious injury. A return in this one is out of the question, and he could be on the shelf for a long time.
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
Well, knowing him, Kevin, I'll bet he can put it behind him as quickly as possible.
Let's hope so, Steve. I know everybody's looking forward to seeing him back out there.
And for Chris Paul last season, a career low in minutes. The great backup behind him and Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, even when Paul missed those 12 games with an injury, the Clippers did fine without him. But now Bledsoe is on to Phoenix after the trade. Darren Collison steps into that backup role, and we'll see how he's able to fare.
Now here's Lee. After the miss from Klay Thompson. Iguodala with the bucket.
You really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Curry against Paul. Throws it up high, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that one.
Clippers have gone 4-7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Ball against Curry. Ball goes in from the baseline. Goes back up, and Griffin with the layup. Griffin's got his first points of the night.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Curry against Paul. Three-pointer, and Stephen Curry another three. Curry's got 6 points.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season as the Controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way to making that a reality.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, Kevin. Mark Jackson had some words for his team over that break. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Iguodala. On the days when he gets going, he can be a huge contributor, and Coach is obviously hoping this is going to be one of those days. He also brought up the issue of perimeter defense and reminded his players to play very tightly on their outside shooters. It's still very early in this game, so there's plenty of time for those changes to take effect, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Here's Douglas. Finish off the break.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific. And I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot.
And now that they have the lead, you might even want to get more aggressive defensively. Really attack and try to come up with more steals.
Collison dishes to Griffin, and he gets the bucket. And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant, and he just finished signing an extension through the 2014-15 season. I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're selling. And Mark Jackson's been able to do that. His players believe in him. He motivates them. They like playing for him. And that's most of the battle right there.
And he can't get the first one.
After 17 years in the NBA, Jermaine O'Neal is still going. It's easy to forget he was once an all-star franchise big man for the Indiana Pacers. Jermaine could do it all. He could score it in the low post, could make the mid-range jumper, and also was a force defensively. But even though he's not at that level now, he can still help you as a quality rotation big man.
And he gets the bucket.
You gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
Warriors trail by 3 to the left side wing. Bazemore. That's good with a Douglas assist.
Boy, has there been any defense played yet in this game?
Nope, this game has been all about rapid-fire offense early.
And for O'Neal, at one time, a 24-point per game score. Now his role is all about defense. Blocking shots and clogging the lane.
Yeah, he's 6'11", 250 with a great knowledge of the NBA and how to defend and scouting reports of every player in the league. Very savvy veteran player.
Here's Griffin. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Griffin's got 6. Just 4 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Bazemore. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Clippers lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Los Angeles.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
Yeah, their passing has been terrific, too, Clark. We're seeing a lot of assists, really moving on a flow offensively. I like what I see.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Clippers right now, Jared Dudley out there with Anton Jamison. Here's Collison, then it's Jordan, and it's Green in at the 2 guard. And here's Collison after the three-pointer from baseline. Collison kicks to Dudley. Back to Collison. Back at 6. No good. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
You hate losing the entire game because you fall apart in the fourth quarter like these guys did. They got way too comfortable with the lead way too early.
Yeah, I think they headed to the locker room a little bit too early in that one. You got to finish the game out strong. You leave the door open a little bit, anything can happen.
That's good.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim. It's been over 3 decades since the Warriors have won a division title, guys. Sad to hear if you're a fan, but they were a lot closer last season than they have been in a long time. Ended up second in the Pacific Division.
And here's Collison. Harrison Barnes getting it to go from deep. Collison with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Great open look there. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
And Clark, as you said with the Warriors, they were 9-7 against the rest of the Pacific Division. Did very well against the Clippers, but had some struggles with the other teams that kept them from closing, Steve, the gap to the top.
Well, for a long time, remember, they were right on the heels of the Clippers in the division race, but they fell into a little bit of a slump after the All-Star break. It's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out this year with the addition of Andre Iguodala. And this team has the potential to take another step up the ladder.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to show you the teams leading the league in assists this season. The Warriors, number 1. The Clippers in second.
Boy, it is so sweet to watch teams like these play the way they do. Moving themselves, excellent flow and rhythm to their offense, in large part because they love to find open teammates and get quality shots. 2 of the best in the league at assists.
Nice shot by Jamison.
Defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
A 3 from Barnes. The Clippers grab the miss. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
And they were nearly flawless offensively in that win, Kevin. Once they got rolling, they just did not stop.
My kind of performance to watch, guys. Efficient and potent. Very strong.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Chris Paul has played an influential role in shaping this Clippers team both on the court and off, pushing for the acquisition of Coach Doc Rivers, among others. One move he tried to engineer dating back to his days in New Orleans was to try to team up with Dwight Howard. But Howard's indecisiveness in the end frustrated Paul's ambition. Paul said, quote, "We were trying to play together, but it was back and forth, here and there. It didn't work out. And guys, it seems like Chris Paul has moved on."
All right, Doris, thanks.
Shaking full first quarter shooting effort. Really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Clippers have gone 3-7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter.
Draymond Green with really a terrific legacy of success prior to the NBA. He led Saginaw High to 2 Michigan State championships. And at Michigan State was able to be part of 2 teams that got to the Final Four and 1 that made it to the Sweet 16. That's impressive.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Paul with the ball, and Curry picks him up defensively. A shot by Paul, no good.
That's what they call the $1 million move with a 10-cent finish.
And going back to Draymond Green, Clark, very successful in college with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State, as you mentioned. But Steve, maybe a bit of a surprise, second to the second round back in 2012.
I think a lot of teams Kevin felt that he was a tweener. They weren't sure if he was a 3 or a 4, and he really is. But the good news is that he can guard both positions, and he's improved his jump shot. More than anything, he's just a winner. He knows how to play, and he's a good addition to any team.
Quality kid.
Well, Stephen Curry, really the engine that drives the Warriors offensively, and I don't know if there's a more entertaining player in the whole league than Steph Curry. I mean, he's one of the elite shooters already early in his career in league history, and he's a leader for this team off and on the court. Just very, very impressive.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Curry's got the lead up to 2 now for the Warriors.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Clippers have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all total. Paul passes to Mullins. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Mullins got the game tied up here for Los Angeles. And Curry last season logging heavy minutes, a good sign that he was able to hold up physically.
Yeah, despite those concerns over that right ankle, he really had a tremendous season. I thought competed better defensively. Not the most athletic guy, but possibly the most skilled player in the league when you look at his ability to handle the ball, shoot with range, and pass.
It was great to see him get on a big playoff stage and show the rest of the country just what they've got to look forward to. A 3 can't hit, and the Clippers will come the other way.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Bullock passes to Mullins. Crawford outside. Just 5 on the clock. Stolen by Thompson. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Pulls up for 3. It's Curry. That time on the assist by Thompson. And that's 15 points for Steph Curry. Clippers trail by 3. Paul outside. Dishes it to Mullins. Soft touch off the glass. Mullins got 6 points. Here's Curry. Up in time. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we're through 2 here and a good one. The Warriors on top of 1. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with Steph Curry. And Steph, much of the stresses of the coaches talking about taking care of the basketball. What kind of work does this team put in, making sure everyone is doing their best to limit those turnovers?
When you look at film, it's just about in-game situations, just analyze the situation and take care of the ball. Making sure that you make contact with the passes. And sometimes getting a shot up is better than giving to them. So we got to just look at that and figure it out.
This team made savvy decisions all night, Steph. Thanks for the time. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And folks, stay right where you are for the halftime show. Then we'll be back for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
I hope everybody got what they wanted for Christmas morning. Here's one present from me to you, all wrapped up in a halftime report. For the Warriors over at Oracle Arena, they're in a tight one against Los Angeles. And from outside, you couldn't shoot it much better than this. They are scorching hot from beyond the arc. Stephen Curry on cruise control in this one against the defense of the Clippers. What a weapon he's been for them. Dangerous from everywhere, mid-range, in the paint, and beyond the arc. It's also been a strong start for the Clippers. They've been having their way inside, a huge lead when it comes to points in the paint, making it very hard to defend against them. There's been some great work in this one by Blake Griffin. We're at halftime and still he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. Let's start by looking at seeing what's on tap in the NBA. Over at AT&T Center, the Spurs will face off against the Rockets. Fans are going to be pumped for that one. The 7 p.m. Eastern tip time is set. And one game also on the docket, the Miami Heat will go up against the Lakers out in Los Angeles. And another game that's coming up, the Oklahoma City Thunder will go up against the Knicks in New York. That's all we've got here. Now, back to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to beautiful San Francisco, the Bay Area, and a view of the Bay Bridge. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
The Warriors lead them.
One of the things that really jumps out at you about the Clippers is their depth. Really impressive. I mean, they've surrounded their stars with a bench that includes Jamal Crawford, who was second in the voting for Sixth Man of the Year. They've got a nice second unit.
Steph, Clay, Gray on the perimeter. It's Lee and Bogut inside, and that's the group for Mark Jackson as we begin the second half. And we talk about the bench for the Clippers last season. Also guys like Matt Barnes and Lamar Odom. Steve, some good defensive tenacity there, too.
Yeah, they had an edge. You know, Barnes really gave them some toughness and some grit. I thought Crawford's shooting gave them some balance where they had a good offense to go with good defense. And then Bledsoe slashing. They were a lot of fun to watch, that bench unit. I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costly. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end has been a very easy look.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's turn it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Guys, the Warriors aggressively pursuing top talent this summer. They surprised many as strong contenders for Dwight Howard and did end up with an all-star acquisition in Andre Iguodala. He gives them an elite perimeter defender who can also create offense for them in a point-forward role. And with their shooters, a great fit for his talents. This is a team not content to rest on its laurels, but constantly in hot pursuit of the best players in the game.
Such a terrific turnover. Thanks, Doris. And the dunk by Jordan.
You could see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
And finished off by Bogut. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the deep continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
How frustrated Steve is.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Come on, kid. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.
And Curry, here we go. Here's Lee. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 4 assists in the game.
That's their 3rd straight make-off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
And the Clippers all time here.
Well, he sees something that he doesn't like. I'm not sure what it is, but I think he's going to make some changes here.
I think you've got to make your adjustments pretty quickly like he's doing here. Otherwise, you know, things can get out of hand. So this is a good timeout.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Antoine Jamison. Ball goes in. Here's Jordan. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Jordan's got 4 this quarter.
Well, he's so dangerous on the offensive glass. You know, well, Clark, what's your expression for it? Glass eater?
That's right. You got it, Steve. A go and get it specialist is another way to look at it. He follows every shot, never assumes it's going in.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Mark Jackson said to his club. He told the huddle they need to go hard to the hoop whenever possible to either draw fouls or get high percentage looks right at the 10. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Cav, it'll be interesting.
Thanks, Doris. And the Warriors with some changes. O'Neal comes in for Andrew Bogut. And it's Harrison Barnes in for David Lee. Los Angeles, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And you take a look at the statistics. This club is shooting 74% as a team.
And guys, you know what? That's made things hard for them in a lot of their games. I mean, that inability to convert their chances at the free throw line.
Now here's Paul. After the miss from Stephen Curry. For the lead. And the rejection by O'Neal. They recover it. The Warriors have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Offensive rebound. Thompson dishes to Iguodala. outside Curry. Back to Iguodala. Pass to O'Neal. They shoot again. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got 3 assists in the game.
Hey, guys, did you know that Clippers winning the Pacific Division last year was the first time it's ever happened? Yeah, you heard it right.
Good point, Clark.
That's the first time the Clippers have ever won the Pacific Division.
And he recovers it. The second chance effort, and that's off the glass and in.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. And what a time to be a Clipper fan these days, guys, with the way they've climbed to the very top of the Pacific Division. And, Steve, they've done it by beating up on the rest of the teams in that Pacific.
Well, Golden State gave them some trouble, Kevin, but otherwise they really rolled against the rest of the Pacific Division. And I'll tell you, it became clear within a few months last season that the Clips were going to run away with the Pacific, and what a long time coming for Clipper fans.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. The strategy included running the offense through Griffin. Coach was obviously looking for big things from him in this game and is still hoping that takes shape very quickly. The second thing he said to them was that they should be looking for opportunities to push the ball up the court and convert some quick, easy baskets in transition. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Iguodala no good. Clippers trail by 3. And here is Paul. 10 points for him. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Well, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And it's good. And that's now 18 points for Steph Curry.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
The pass to O'Neal. Griffin against Barnes. And Iguodala gets it to go in, and it's just back on. Iguodala's got the lead back up to 6 now for the Warriors. Well, he's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And the Clippers making a change here. .30 seconds left in the third. And Thompson kicks to Iguodala. Now the dish to Lee. Passes it to Nedovic. Thompson from long range. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Here's Collison. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Here's Paul. No good. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun thing to watch. Warriors lead by 6. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. And a moment now to take a look at our State Farm assist of the game. With 6 in the game, it's been some excellent court vision from Paul.
Well, he's been key to their ability to find the open man and really get the offense operating smoothly.
Clippers trail by 6, and on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th. Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. Paul out there with Collison, and it's Crawford at the 3.
Chris Paul and his physical stature, guys. He's not overwhelmingly strong, certainly not that big. Doesn't really bounce out of the gym, but it's the way he knows how to use everything that he has, particularly his body control. That allows him to be a dangerous finisher in the paint on a consistent basis.
The Clippers shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from there. Iguodala with the block. Thompson outside. He kicks the lead. He feeds it to Iguodala. Frames it from beyond the arc. And the Warriors lead by 8. You talk about Chris Paul's penetration. There's the number 3 honor of Allen Iverson. But he's not the athlete that Iverson was.
It's different. Iverson was a blur. Chris Paul is more about strength and side-to-side quickness. But Paul's a very good athlete in his own right. But it's a skill that is just so impressive. The ball handling, the passing, the awareness. What a player.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Nedovic, the pass to Bogut. Iguodala up top, guarded by Crawford. Iguodala kicks to Nedovic. That falls. Nice speed that time from Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got 5 assists tonight. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Guys, it was another year for DeAndre Jordan where he was exactly what you want from a supporting role center. Blocked shots, dunked it when he could, and really had his best season so far.
The Warriors making a switch here. Curry's checked in, and now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He said, guys, for a team with our firepower, we're playing way too tight. We need to push the ball at the floor, get out in transition, and get those easy baskets. We can do this.
And for DeAndre Jordan, the physical tools certainly are there. 6'11", 7'6" wingspan. It's developing his skill and the experience that he's been working on.
I thought he got better last year with that jump hook inside. Not to the point where you go to him, but it was serviceable. Still a young guy, though. I think he has solidified his place as the Clippers center of the future, but he can get better as he goes along.
Here's Collison following the basket by Stephen Curry. From 6 away, leaps for it. Wow, way off on that.
I tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably a little bit too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
It's tipped. Here's Iguodala, and the three ball is good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just had it back. And we're going to look at how the rest of this game has been going for the Warriors.
We've seen them make that extra effort rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, and sending shots back.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Curry dishes to Thompson. Puts up a 3. Paul with the defensive effort.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots just have not dropped for him today.
That's good.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Mark Jackson said to his club. He thinks they could be doing much better work on the defensive glass, and he let his guys know it. He wants to see them crash the boards hard from this point forward. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
And thank you, Doris. Now Collison after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. Crawford missing again.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Got that one up quick. Johnson's got the lead up to 14 now for the Warriors.
And what I like about him, he needs very little time to get his shot off. But he has just a bit of room. That's all it takes. In a catch-and-shoot situation, he's going to let it fly.
And another specialty of his is the 3 ball from the corner. That's his signature shot. We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Curry, good.
It seems like he's given up far too many points at the three-point shot today. A lot of open looks out there.
I agree, Steve. The defensive rotations have been abysmal.
Now here's Paul. Paul, right side. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
Warriors leading by 13. Curry attacking. Here's Lee. Iguodala kicks to Curry. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Collison. Open shot. Crawford. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Lee gets the bucket.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Griffin's shot is off. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's foul number 2 for him. Well, he holds the reins to this team, and we're seeing some examples of that, Steve, right now.
Yeah, they look cohesive. And, anytime he takes control, you can just feel this group come together.
Yeah, it's priceless when you have a guy who sets the example he does and then backs it up with timely communication as well as consistent performance.
Clippers trail by 13. Ball passes to Crawford. From 15 feet away, count that one. Crawford's got 9 points now in just the second hit. The Warriors have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Getting some solid looks for them.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, going through the motions, as it appears. It'll be a nice win here for the Warriors.
Mark, the differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easily.
They made the defense adjust by moving the ball like that, and there was no answer for it.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for Steph Curry. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big shots all game long.
Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal.
No question about it. That would be all she wrote.
This one for 3. Good.
Look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
And it's called penetrating. Shot is off. The Warriors go the other way with it. Clark, if they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
Thompson for the triple. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
Hey, the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. Really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
Paul with the 3. Paul can't get that one to fall.
Couldn't get that three-pointer to fall. Trying to respond.
Now Curry. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. How big is a win like this when shots are falling and you've got the energy in this building behind you?
Oh, it's real big. You always want to protect your home court, and we want to try to get on a little win streak right now. And we're more capable, and we showed it tonight.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Mark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Stephen Curry.